the hottest animated sequels and reboots that will change cinema forever. 2026 to 2035. What is up, Flame Squad? Mr. Flame here. Ready to dive headfirst into the inferno of pure hype that is the world of animated sequels and reboots. Hollywood has clearly decided that our nostalgia is their gold mine, and honestly, judging by the sheer anticipation for some of these titles, they might just be right. We're talking about the return of legends, the continuation of beloved stories, and whispers of reimaginings that could either be genius or the biggest cinematic disasters of the decade. Get ready, because the rumors are flying, the fan theories are peak, and the future of animation is looking ridiculously stacked with returning champions and fresh takes on timeless classics that are guaranteed to set the box office ablaze and keep us debating for years to come. This is the stuff that gets the Nord flame burning brightest. So let's talk about the big ticket items everyone online is screaming about. Shrek 5. It feels almost surreal to even say the words, but the official word about a continuation of the Ogre's saga has sent the internet into absolute chaos, and the energy surrounding this one is simply electric. Fans are already debating if the plot will be a genuine, story-driven sequel, picking up right where the main narrative left off, or if it will lean into a soft reboot, bringing Shrek and Fiona's kids into the main spotlight as a new generation of fairy tale adventurers. The persistent rumor that they are trying to bring back the original voice cast for one last glorious adventure is what is driving the most intense hype, as the chemistry between Shrek, Donkey, and Puss in Boots is the bedrock of the entire franchise, and anything less than the original trio would feel like a cinematic travesty to the diehard fans. The original movies perfectly blended sharp satire with genuine heart, and the expectation is that a fifth installment needs to recapture that perfect, slightly subversive tone to be a success, proving that not all fairy tales need a clean, polished Disney sheen. The online chatter is a mix of high-stakes hope and deep-seated anxiety, with many fearing that a new entry might dilute the perfect ending of the earlier films. Yet the pull of seeing the swamp one last time is just too powerful to ignore for anyone who grew up with the big green hero. The core question on everyone's mind remains: how do you top a series that has already expertly deconstructed and then perfectly rebuilt the entire fairy tale genre? And whatever the answer is, it better be absolutely brilliant, or the internet will never forgive it. This isn't just a sequel, it's a cultural touchstone making a comeback, and the anticipation is a firestorm. Toy Story 5. The mere existence of a fifth Toy Story film is enough to ignite a passionate debate among the franchise's loyalists, who largely felt the fourth movie provided a surprisingly perfect, emotional conclusion to Woody's journey. And now the fan base is deeply divided on whether this continuation is a cash grab or a genuine narrative necessity. The rumors suggest that this new chapter will shift focus even more heavily onto the newer generation of toys, potentially following Bonnie's adolescence, and the challenges the toys face adapting to a world where they are no longer the primary source of entertainment, which is a surprisingly dark and profound concept for a family movie. There is also a persistent but unconfirmed rumor that the film will feature the much-anticipated return of Andy, possibly as an adult or a father, offering a deeply emotional callback for the original fan base. A narrative move that would generate unparalleled levels of hype and tears in the cinema. The online community is desperately hoping that Pixar can tap back into the emotional maturity and subtle storytelling that define the first three movies, moving beyond the road trip adventure format and delving into the deep philosophical questions of purpose and love that the franchise is secretly known for. The complexity of making a fifth movie work lies in respecting the emotional legacy of the previous installments, while still forging a new path that feels fresh and vital. A tightrope walk that only a studio like Pixar would even attempt, and the collective anticipation is thick, with both excitement and a cautious, protective love for the characters. This isn't just an animated movie. It's a reckoning with the childhood of an entire generation, and the stakes couldn't be higher for Woody and Buzz. Frozen 3. The news of the third installment in the Frozen saga immediately sent a chill of excitement and speculation through the global fan base, which is desperate to know what new magical and emotional territory Elsa and Anna will explore now that their kingdoms and personal journeys have largely stabilized, and the core mystery of Elsa's powers has been solved. Online theories are abundant, ranging from an epic plot that forces the sisters to travel to other hidden magical lands, potentially introducing new spirits or entirely new elemental powers, to a more intimate story that focuses on the challenges of leadership and the future of Arendelle in a rapidly changing world. A very popular rumor revolves around the potential introduction of a new character who also possesses powers, possibly even a romantic interest for Elsa. A narrative move that fans have been clamoring for since the first movie, and that would be a monumental step for the studio and the representation of its beloved hero. The major challenge for the creative team, and the focus of much of the fan debate, is how to deliver a soundtrack that can possibly live up to the global phenomenon that the first two movies unleashed, knowing that the new songs will be scrutinized and analyzed from the moment they are released. The enormous success of the franchise has set an impossibly high bar for this threequel, and the consensus is that it needs to be an evolution, not just a repetition, pushing the emotional depth and world-building further than ever before to satisfy the hyper-engaged, deeply invested audience that has grown up alongside the sisters. The Super Mario Galaxy movie. The sheer success of the first Super Mario Bros. Movie has laid the ground for a highly anticipated sequel, with the title The Super Mario Galaxy Movie generating a phenomenal level of fan excitement and speculation, as it directly hints at one of the most beloved and visually imaginative games in the entire Nintendo library. This is the kind of cinematic move that promises an incredible expansion of the movie's universe, potentially blasting Mario and the entire crew out of the Mushroom Kingdom and into a cosmos teeming with new foes, unique power-ups, and the visually stunning, gravity-defying landscapes that define the source material. Rumors are absolutely buzzing about which new characters will make the leap to the big screen, with Princess Rosalina and the adorable, melancholic Loomis being at the very top of every fan's wish list, as their inclusion would not only add new emotional depth, but also provide an incredibly rich source of new lore and visual splendor. The fan base is especially keen to see how the movie will handle the concept of cosmic travel, and the introduction of a villain with galaxy-level stakes, pushing the animation and action sequences far beyond what was seen in the initial installment, and offering a truly mind-blowing, epic theatrical experience. The creative team faces the exciting challenge of translating the wonderfully whimsical, joyful, and slightly bizarre energy of the Galaxy games into a cohesive, fast-paced narrative. And the general feeling is that if they can capture the sheer sense of awe and adventure from the game, this sequel will easily break every existing box office record and cement the animated franchise as a true cinematic powerhouse. Moana 2. The announcement of Moana 2 has created a tidal wave of enthusiasm, bringing back the universally adored character and promising to take her story to new, unexplored corners of the vast and ancient Polynesian world, a narrative trajectory that has the potential to deliver an even bigger, more epic scale than the original, which was already breathtakingly beautiful. The swirling online speculation focuses heavily on what new gods, legendary figures, and mythical islands Moana and Maui will encounter, with fans hoping for a deeper dive into the rich and diverse mythologies of the Pacific Islands and a stunning visual expansion of the stunning animated world that was so beloved in the first movie. One persistent rumor, which would absolutely break the internet if true, is that the film will explore Moana's role as a leader, showing the challenges and responsibilities she faces in guiding her people, and potentially even introducing a new, powerful antagonist that threatens the entire ocean, making the stakes incredibly personal and epic at the same time. The core question for this sequel is how to balance the adventurous, outward-bound journey with the deep-seated themes of heritage and identity that made the first film resonate so profoundly with audiences of all ages, ensuring that the spectacle doesn't overwhelm the powerful emotional core of the characters. With the original creative team and voice cast potentially returning to the project, the expectation is sky-high for another phenomenal soundtrack and a beautifully rendered story that is both incredibly fun and deeply respectful of the cultural richness it portrays, promising an experience that will not only be a massive hit, but also a powerful, emotional journey for everyone who loves the sea. Wreck-It Ralph 3: The Arcade Awakens. The excitement surrounding the rumored Wreck-It Ralph 3, tentatively titled The Arcade Awakens in a wonderfully meta nod to another major franchise, is based on a collective fan desire to return to the charming, deeply creative world of the original arcade characters and explore new, untapped corners of the gaming universe that the sequels have only hinted at. The primary source of fan speculation and hype is the potential for the film to move beyond the internet and truly dive into the history of video games, perhaps visiting a console generation like the 16-bit era or even the world of early 3D gaming, which would open up a treasure trove of incredible new cameos and visual gags that only the original movie could deliver. There is also a strong online rumor that the plot will involve a major threat to the entire Litwick's arcade, forcing Ralph, Vanellope, and the rest of the gang to team up with characters from a completely different genre, perhaps the realm of retro fighting games, or even a sophisticated tabletop RPG adaptation, creating unprecedented crossover potential and humor. The core challenge for this threequel is recapturing the emotional heart of Ralph and Vanellope's friendship, which got slightly sidelined in the second installment, and proving that the story isn't just an excuse for a parade of nostalgic cameos, but a genuine, character-driven adventure about finding your place. Fans are desperately hoping for a return to the foundational, simpler joy of arcade life, with the deep, complex storytelling about what it truly means to be a hero, making this a sequel that demands a pitch-perfect blend of comedy, action, and genuine emotional resonance to satisfy the incredibly high expectations of a devoted fanbase. How to Train Your Dragon: The Age of Heroes. While there has been a lot of talk about a live-action remake of How to Train Your Dragon, the persistent and much more hyping rumor among the animation community is the possibility of a direct, animated sequel or continuation set decades after the original trilogy, tentatively titled The Age of Heroes, which would be a truly legendary return to the beloved world of Hiccup and Toothless. The idea is that the story would focus on a new generation of hooligans, descendants of the original characters, who are now tasked with rediscovering the lost connection to the dragons and dealing with the consequences of Hiccup's heroic but necessary choice to separate the worlds, presenting an incredibly rich, emotional narrative challenge. The fan base is absolutely obsessed with the possibility of seeing the children of Hiccup and Astrid taking up the mantle, perhaps finding cryptic clues left by their parents, or encountering a relic that accidentally breaches the hidden world, leading to a massive, epic reunion that would undoubtedly be the most tear-jerking moment in modern animated history. The biggest element driving the hype is the profound desire to see Toothless return, even if only briefly as an elder dragon, providing a vital connection to the past and offering guidance to the new, younger protagonists, a moment that fans feel is absolutely essential to justify the continuation of the core animated narrative. The expectation for this potential return is astronomical, as the trilogy is widely regarded as one of the best animated sagas ever made, and any new installment would need to deliver the same stunning visual beauty, soaring action, and deep, resonant themes of friendship and growing up to earn its place in the legacy. And there you have it, Flame Squad, a list of the biggest, most electrifying, and in some cases, most speculative animated sequels and reboots that are currently setting the internet on fire and ensuring the future of cinema is going to be visually spectacular and ridiculously high stakes. Whether it's an ogre's return, a toy's new journey, or a Viking's heroic legacy continuing, the hype for these films is absolutely real, and they are guaranteed to dominate the box office and our conversations for the next few years. The power of animation to capture our hearts and imaginations is truly unmatched, and these titles prove that the classics still hold the key to generating monumental excitement, keeping us on the edge of our seats with every single whisper of a rumor or piece of concept art that drops online. The stakes are high for these massive productions, as they aren't just making movies. They are touching the very core of our shared pop culture memory, and that's why we, the fans, care so deeply about every single detail and debate. Now, I want to hear from you down in the comments. Which of these movies has your hype meter pegged at maximum? And what is the one rumor you absolutely need to be true for that film? Let me know your most insane fan theories and wildest hopes for these returning champions. And don't forget to torch that like button. Subscribe to Nerd Flame for more movie madness. And ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single spark of the cinematic inferno. Peace out, and keep the flame burning.
I didn't know this was even possible. I learned how to make money online. The link is right below in the first pinned comment.